Awesome. Um, yeah, so sorry, my name is Yang again, recording. I'm one of the SRCS's part-time consultants here to do training capacity building with you guys. Hopefully this will be a one of many courses where we'll go through some programs, computer programs that we use in the workplace. We're just going to start out with Microsoft Word. Um, and hopefully we can go through Microsoft Excel and then learn how to use it on a daily basis. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming, Clementina. Hopefully this will be good for you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to stop. And you can reach me on WhatsApp. Actually, maybe you can call me on WhatsApp and we can talk if during the session, and that's completely fine as well. Let me see. Okay, let me share just so you know, can you hear me properly? You can click thumbs up or message on the group if you want. Awesome. All right. Let me share screen. This is introduction. Hold on. Right, so this is basically introduction to computers, function and use in the workplace, meaning like how to use a computer. I know you probably have seen one before, and if you did a survey, you have worked one before, hopefully with someone or with the guidance of someone. What Before we start, like, can you say what experience you have in like using a computer? Like, have you done reports before? Have you like looked at browse on YouTube? Um, have you just engaged with one before? Yeah, if your mic isn't working, you probably like just chat it out. Okay, yes, you have it. Awesome. All right. We're gonna go through some basics. So basically, what a computer is, electronic device. Oh, you have done training on computers, so you should be teaching the course. Electronic device that you use to basically interact with information. So when I say information, is like anything, how, knowledge, uh, reports, eh, just anything that that has a thing to do with knowledge. And it has the ability to store, retrieve, and process information, whether online or if you interact with it, like you have a USB drive, like one of these, and then you use to watch movies. It's basically a way to interact electronically. You can use it to type, do work, send emails, play games, browse the web, find information in general, access um, other people through communication, and even here the through education. So apart from just your normal computer desktop here, like what I have a laptop like, which is number two, which is a computer I could take anywhere with me within reason to do work, you know, uh, for entertainment, watch movies, um, anywhere. So computers are also desktops. Outside of that, it's basically a brain that interacts with information and you, the user. Even your cell phone that you have, the smartphone that you have, is a computer because it's interacting with information. It communicates, it plays games, it processes things, functions. Once you give it an instruction, for example, if I were to text you on WhatsApp, it's a function, right? And it receives instructions from you, the user. I also have the other options are like wearable computers. So most or modernly, a lot of watches these days have a computing system on their or on their body. So it has ability to not only tell time, but also to process information that you give it. For example, your heart rate, your GPS, like where it tells you, it records where you are. So if you are traveling, it connects to the satellite in the sky and tell you exactly. Um, and then you can use it anywhere as well. So when we're talking about like low mobility, high full mobility, excellent mobility, it's like how well do you travel with it, or how well can you use it anywhere and everywhere. But with it, for example, when they say low mobility in a desktop, you can't really hoist a desktop and take it to work with you. Um, that would be hard. So it's usually in a one stable on position on a desk, and you do work with it, right? If you have any questions, feel free to stop me. We can go through it together. Basic parts of a computer. If you look at one, or you have one, or you see, go to your hub, they have most computers all look the same, except on a desktop. Most laptops look the same, desktops, they have the same function, but maybe in different places. So you have your power on button. So you basically turning on and off your laptop. You have your webcam, which is you can see me right now. Your display, which is what you see. Yeah, basically the face of the laptop. Speakers that you're hearing me from. Your keyboard, touchpad, which is you basically one of the media ways in which you can like communicate with the laptop and control the laptop and give it instructions. And then you have your communication ports. So all of these are the most generic ones on the bottom left. So you have your HDMI cable, which you use to connect your projector. Those are the most common types of cable for projectors. You have it for like a different uh, monitor, for example. Okay, for me, I have one here. Yeah, this monitor here. Yeah, that, and I use the HDMI cable. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Um, and then you have your micro USB, your speakers, your microphones, um, for uh, um, your communication port as well. For this course, we're going to deal mostly with your keyboard, touchpad, and your display screen. So one of the things that we're gonna talk about your mouse and touchpad first. So your mouse, you can have two different types. So you have your portable mouse, which looks like this, and then your touchpad. Both of them are doing the same function, and then it depends on the user whether or not you're comfortable with using it or not. So one of the functions that you use with the keyboard is this middle button here, the scroll. Scrolling means that you get to move up and down your whatever browser you're using or document that you look at. It's to control the mobility of that. The left button here is for you to control, select whatever you want to do on the screen. So when you move the mouse and therefore the cursor, you are essentially you hover over whatever item you want to select and you click on it. And that's basically it. That's your left click. So for this, you either click or some things you call a double click to select your item. The other one is your right click button. So here is for you to, once you select on your item, for example, maybe it's on your desktop, or your some kind of software that you want to open, you just right click on it and gives you other options on there that apart from just clicking on it. So if you want to open it, you want to copy and paste something, that's what the right click is for. So it gives you a menu, and you have options, more options than just clicking on it. And these are the two examples that you have here. And then with a GIF. All right, so we're gonna move on to the keyboard. So the keyboard is probably, apart from the touchpad, one of the most important communication devices on your laptop. Hold on, give me a second. Uh, Kayla. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Just respond. Okay. Yeah. So on your keyboard, you have on your right tab, your you see letters on them, and then when you click on them, the letters you get words. So that's how it's similar to how you have it on your phone as well. All keyboards kind of look exactly the same, depending on the country you are, but this is the most normal type of keyboard that you look at. On your keyboard, you have function keys. So F1, F2, F3, F4, all of these have very specific functions. I can't remember, I don't know it out of my head, because everyone has a specific function. And then you have your numeric keys, which is your number keys. And then your backspace to erase words you don't need or you want to reword things. Your shift key is to basically use with something else, another key to either to capitalize a letter or to use a different symbol on the keyboard itself. So for example, if I press shift and A, I would get capital A. Or if I press shift and 2, I will get the quotations. And we'll go through an exercise later where we can, play around with the keyboard and so. You also have your control windows and your space bar, which is to give you a space. The control used with other keys on your keyboard will give you specific functions, and then we'll go around. For example, so if I press shift and a capital letter, as I said before, it'll give you sorry, not a capital. If I press shift and any kind of letter on the keyboard, it will capitalize it. If I keep, pressing down shift and writing it, it'll capitalize all the letters. The other option is go to your caps lock, which is basically to lock in the function of basically capitalizing all your letters. Okay so far? Awesome. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know this is probably like too easy for you. Okay, good. So I gave some examples below. So if I press shift and for example 1, it will give you an exclamation mark. If I press shift and 2, it will give you that. It's not supposed to be, yeah, it'll give you the quotation and not the at sign. I think I had. Anyways, and if I give you a press shift and 3, it will give you, oh, this is an American, okay. It will give you a pound sign, but on my computer, it'll give me the hashtag, like the pound, yeah, the pound sign. I will change that. Likewise, if I press L on shift, it'll give me capital letters and so forth. Great. The other one is control, the CTRL. With CTRL, it basically in a way removes you using a mouse to do the right click. Um, it gives you special functions and like once you give it a command, for example, if I press CTRL plus C, it copies a word on the screen. Similarly, like if you have WhatsApp and you're texting someone and you hold down the screen on a word, it will select it and then you get to copy and paste that. So that's basically the version of that on the computer. And usually it's used in conjunction with with copy and paste. You also hear, oh, you copy and paste. So CTRL plus V would be copying and pasting an item. So these are all the commands that are available. This is not all of it, but this is some of it that you can use to basically give a command on your laptop using your keyboard and not just your mouse. All right, so for this exercise session, we're gonna go through all this. I'm assuming you did this. So you moved on from turning on a computer, using a mouse, using a keyboard, and then now we're gonna focus on opening programs, specifically Microsoft Word, and using it and using these different functions. So let's all okay so far? Let me see. Let me see. Responding to Q. Yeah. Awesome. So all right. For this Microsoft, hold on. Let's see. All right. For this, have you had any experience using Microsoft Word? Some experience, like I'm gonna assume yes. All right. I'll still go through it with you. Um, so these are the basic parts of Microsoft Word. Can you see it? Wait, let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Screen to Mhm. Awesome. All right, so this is the most basic part of Microsoft Word. So you have on top the name of the program, sorry, the name of the document. Here, the name of the document. You can rename it anything you want, and it will show up here. So for this, most Microsoft Word reports, as soon as you open it, it just shows up as document one because that's just like the default function. Here you have your ruler. This is really important when you want to put in pictures and stuff and you want to be really perfect and so. You use the rule on the left here and the top here to gauge, exactly where your images are. You have your font function, which is basically the type of font that you use, Calibri, Times New Roman, up to you. You know, each person has your own preferred fonts. The size of the font, so it usually is generically 11 until you want to change it, whether if you want it to be bigger, the words to be bigger or smaller. Use your bold, which is put uh your words or the letter to be, to stand out, basically. Italicize is to make it into that fancy curve, and then to underline is to underline. And then you can also change the color of the font of the if you want. So here it's red. I'm not sure why it's red. It's always red. And then you have your bullet function, and then your new number function is basically to put the bullet points, the little dot right next to your words, and then it automatically shifts the statement to the right. And you have your align function, so your left, center, right, and justify. Align function is basically to change the position of your paragraph, word, whatever you have, to either the left side of the screen, to the center of the screen, to the right side of the screen, or justify is basically to have your words evenly spaced, despite however long it is, so that it's like evenly spaced on the screen. You have your line and paragraph spacing, which is literally the space between each word and also each paragraph. And we'll play around with it with these functions as we go along. You also have these here that shows you like how many pages are there in the document. So it keeps track of like if they ask you for 3 pages of work, then this is how you do it, and then word count as well. So if you write 1,000 words, it will tell you that you write 1,000 words. And also your zoom bar, which is to if in case you want to make the screen bigger, the document bigger or smaller. Here you also have on your right editing. Editing is our functions there that help you want to make it easier in life. If you want to find a word, you want to replace one word with another, or you want to select a word. All of these here are available for you to use right away instead of like searching the entire document for one specific word, because maybe you can't remember the page you were on, but you can just search for a specific word and then you find it. This is really useful when you can't remember where you left off in work, or when you were reviewing your document and you can't remember. Okay. Yeah, I will share these with you guys. In Yeah, we'll share these with you guys in a package I will send along with this video. Oh, oh shucks. Okay, clean up. Wow. All okay so far? Awesome. All right, let's use some of these functions. So I wanted one of them is to go through a letter writing course, basically, and give you like a generic idea of how a letter looks, the basic parts of it, and maybe the skills of writing a letter. For example, all right, I want you to, if you can, let me know if you can see it, read this letter and tell me, oh, actually before that. So usually the basic parts of a letter is that you have this body here. This is basically the sender. So for you, Clementina, your name would be here, and then your address. Excuse me. And then whoever you're sending it to, so here, Carl Williams, this person is the project manager coordinator of SRCS, and you're basically telling them, and this is the title, you want to apply for a job as a junior position for SRCS. Most in modern society, you do that through an email, but people, of course, still send letters because letters are classic. But you still need to tell them exactly what is the purpose of the letter, and usually do it with the title of the letter. And then you have your body. So you have your always an introduction, or like who are you addressing this letter to? So there, Miss Williams. And then the body of the letter would have the purpose of the letter. So your introduction would basically like, what is it that you want to do? Um, or what is it that you are in communicating with them? So here you have, I am interested in basically a junior ranger position with SRCS, and then you go into the body of why you think of going through the going and giving them more information about what is it that makes you qualified for this position. And this is basically just an example of this kind of letter, job application letter. There are many types. Like you have your if you are displeased, you can send some kind of complaints letter to someone, or you write a letter to the newspaper telling you why these things you don't agree with certain things, and so right. So many letters, but this is just like a very generic letter that you go through. And then you have your closing, and then your signature. Basically, I saying who it is, like regards. There are many ways to say it. Regards, yours, respectfully, kind regards, warm wishes. It depends on who you're communicating with. So in case this person is a professional person, right? So you wouldn't want to use warmly or something like that. So it's more of a business tone. Um, yeah. So for this exercise, I want you to read it and tell me if you see anything wrong with it. And if so, like what are the things that are wrong? And what could be better about it? Can you read it clearly? Just in case, like I need to zoom it in. There you go. Good. Let me turn this off for a second so you can think. I'm staring at you. Okay, some of the words are spelled wrong. Yes, yes. What do you feel about the tone of it? Like, you think it was professional, the way that the letter was written? Or like it could come across to everyone who read the letter? So if it's, for example, if suppose Carol Williams is not Guyanese, um, would this letter kind of be a problem for them to read? Or some of the words? Yeah, I put in one specific word in there because I think feel like only Caribbean people or guys would pick it out. Do you think it was kind of rude as well? or abrupt. Yeah, it's like demanding. I am expecting you to call me on this number. Exactly. So traditionally it's not the best way to come across someone if you want a job. You're not, you can politely say, I if you would like to reach out to me for more information, this is my number and or this is my email or something, right? But you can't say like I'm gonna expect you on this number. It's But not only is it impolite, the tone is really unprofessional. So yeah. And plus the wording is um very local. You would want to expect, maybe whoever you're reaching out to, you don't know who it is. You don't know who it is. The person could be Spanish, Brazilian. Um, so words like gone is very much a Creole, like, Guyanese word. Not everyone would get it. So you want to speak in like a standardized way. Also, it's incredibly the spelling is, also really not the best. And this is why Microsoft Word is so great as well, because it has a built-in, function where it corrects your spelling. Depending on where you're from, for example, here, um, whether you want to use United States spelling or UK spelling, or if you speak a different language, I don't know. If you know Portuguese, it would be able to right away correct the words that you have. For this, it's just United States. It's when you spell color, like it's COLOUR instead of COLOR instead of COLOUR, like the English spell, the UK spelling. So it has a built-in function, and this exercise, I wanted you guys, well, presumably group, to one, correct or make better this letter. So one of this here is that, okay, Miss Cosmata Smith, uh, 1 to 5 Friendship Region 9 Guyana. So this doesn't have enough information to me, like which friendship, which part of Region 9, which community, which village. So maybe it could have been some other information could have been added, like 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 Kaduna River Shear or something like that. So it will give you the reader more information, but in case they would like to communicate with you back, or resend a letter, they can have this. So yeah. Also, you also have to also really pay attention to who the person is, and you got to like do some research to see whom is Carol Williams. Right now, from the name, you can see that it's Miss Carol Williams or Mistress Carol Williams or Dr. Carol Williams, and you got to double check it. And for this exercise, you we I wanted you guys to I would presumably provide you with this, and you guys use the spelling and grammar function in WhatsApp on Microsoft Word and change and correct it. So for this, you will have coordinator, which bias is still the same. Oh, did I spell it right? And in case like it has any kind of function that any word that Microsoft Word would not know about, you can add it to your dictionary so that it would remember it in the future, because the word charismata is pretty unique, I think. So okay, let's go use that function. So conservation needs to be changed. Experience needs to be changed. This should be okay. Depending on which version of Microsoft Word you have, it would presumably just remove the full stop. Leave, Rukununi, make. So yeah, right away you can use it to correct your grammar. And then supposed to pick this out, but you get the idea. SRCS. So it's going to go around correcting any inaccurate spellings, any grammars. And you could even suggest words for you to use. And I will, well, yeah, I would presumably change this if I look forward to hearing or something from you or something like that. Yeah. So this is basically a really generic way to use Microsoft Word. So this is one exercise. Another thing I had planned was to do let's see, another exercise. Okay. And we're going to use all the functions that we're talking about. So your bold, your italicized, um, uh, your underline, and this is basically the homework. So if you, I want, let me demonstrate. Oh. So one of the things that this here is one of the is basically you can see the different ways in which this document um is aligned, right? So for example, here you can see this here is on the left side of the screen. This is in the middle, and this is all kind of equally spaced out. And that's how you use, or you can use the align function. All okay so far? Any questions? Anything you want me to go through? Oh, let me give you some time to read this thing. Yeah. Okay. So if this is basically a letter that you're sending to excuse me, to the, for example, the president of SRCS. So we have a Miss John here. That's supposed to be Mr. Um, and there are a couple of misspelling as well. And I want it as an exercise, if you can use the function, like uh these specific buttons and function, and follow these instructions and do it. I can do it with you right now. So so presumably you would have typed this thing out on your computer or on your phone. Uh, so for example, type everything as including the inaccuracies um, as you see, and use the functions here and like fix all the problems that you see. So for example, one would be to here fix Mr. Yeah. Heron, Heron Hill. So in case Microsoft Word is not perfect. Sometimes you have to select the many words that are available on in their dictionary to fix the word. So territory, Saturday is supposed to be capitalized. It will also help you select proper words and then fix it. So Guyana will be Guyana, geology, and good. All right. So okay, it's telling me that I need to have a print here. And Tushao is spelled wrong. See, yeah, good. Heron Hill Village. So the next would be to align left. Uh, put this. Oh, I will give you this document and you can do it. But yeah, follow these instructions. And see if you can get this document exactly as you see it. I will send it in the group. And then you get to practice. And then uh, in the next lesson that we have, I'll show you where we went wrong, how to correct it. All good? Was this kind of helpful for you today? Was like did it? I know you had experience using computers before, but is there anything you want me to go through? Awesome. Awesome. All right. I will end this session. Stop recording.